Today I wanted to share another bucket list adventure. For years, I have thought about crossing the Atlantic in a small plane. My buddy Eduardo also aspired to do this same journey, so we decided to team up and do it together, along with Lisa and Eduardo's daughter, Maria Eugenia. With the four of us, plus luggage and survival gear, we quickly realized the Kodiak 900 was the ideal plane for this mission. Not only for the payload capacity, but also because the Kodiak has a very reliable Pratt & Whitney PT6 engine that takes jet fuel, and jet fuel is readily available along our flight path. Eduardo and Maria Eugenia started the journey from their home in Santiago, Dominican Republic. They picked us up in Daytona, and from there we carried on together. We headed north up the east coast and crossed our first international boundary into Quebec. From there, we kept going north another 1,000 miles before heading east to Greenland, Iceland, UK, and eventually Europe. In total, the planned round trip was about 12,000 miles. So that was the plan. Now, let's see how it really turned out.
Hi there, today is finally the day. It's day one. We are beginning our Atlantic adventure. And the crew here, Eduardo, all the way to my right, and Maria Eugenia, Lisa, and of course Lily couldn't let us go without bringing Lily. So here we go. We're starting up on our first leg. Eduardo's in the left seat for this first leg. We're going to kind of alternate legs along the journey, and I'm going to handle the radios. And we have a great button here where we can turn on and off the back seat.
Why is he enjoying that so much? I don't know.
Kodiak Lima, fly runway heading, runway 25 right, November 10, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 25 right, November 10, and runway heading, 13 Echo Lima.
As you can see from the Garmin InReach track log, the first leg was completely uneventful. It was clear blue sky, and we flew with just VFR flight following. The next leg was a little more challenging due to the weather, but from this point onwards, we were filing IFR flight plans for every leg. Most of this leg was above the cloud deck, but we did have to fly an approach into IMC and land in some light rain.
This time, Eduardo's in the right seat and I'm in the left seat. I thought they might have switched in the back, but they didn't.
No, we didn't.
They've nested and gotten comfortable in the back. Things are going to happen fast now.
How many? 13?
13 minutes to go.
Okay.
600 feet. Ceiling 1,300 overcast.
Improved.
10. Viewpoint.
It was 1,200. Before it was 1,100. Now it's 1,300.
Zulu runway 24. Landing and departing runway 24.
I just want to hear the wind. This is my
airport. Inform ATC that you have information mic. Quebec information mic. Weather at 19000. Wind 260 at 18. 8. Visibility 10.
16 gusting 28.
That's a big gust.
That's why we're going to stay a little fast on final. Temperature is now -1. When the temperature gets to when it gets to +5, then we can turn TKS off.
November 13 Echo Lima via, descend 4,000 and via Budbo, clear down Zulu runway 24 approach.
Descend 4,000, cleared for the RNAV 24 approach, direct 50, 13 Echo Lima.
Now we're cleared for the approach, so I can hit approach. So it's going to do white Alt S, which means the VS. The white VS will go to green Alt when we hit 4,000. Then the white GP will turn to green GP when we hit final approach voice and intercept the glide slope. And because the approach mode is armed, it should make the turn by itself. So when we do an approach, I like this view because if they ask you where you are, you always know where you are in relation to the fixes, and you see the altitudes you're supposed to do.
Contact, West Tower 11865, good day.
Kind of concerned about Lily being there because now it's like she's staring at me. Normally I keep her back here looking forward.
I'm glad you mentioned that because the last flight was looking at me the whole time. I was almost getting back.
For next flight, I think we need to find a better spot.
Yeah. Echo Lima, what will be your airspeed on final?
110.
Echo Lima, okay. Maintain best forward speed as long as possible, please.
forward as long as possible. 13 Echo Lima.
Echo Lima, contact correct tower 11865.
The tower 118.65. 13 Echo Lima.
Flaps 10 can be 137.
137.
So I can do 10.
Yes.
And
123 for 20.
yep. So I'm going to slow down a little bit more.
We are okay on ice.
How are you gonna land? We can't see.
Oh, we will see. Don't worry. Keep your eyes there. I will be outside.
No ice accumulation. Temperature is now 4 degrees C. As soon as it hits 5, I'll turn ice off. I'll turn TKS off.
What is the wind? You have 22.
22 crosswind, 24 headwind.
Runway should be like there. Because we are having a crab angle.
Yep, wait, crab angle, I see.
Looking ground now.
I can almost see the ground.
3 Echo Lima Tower, the winds are 260 at 18 gusting 25, altimeter 2942, clear to land, runway 24.
Clear to land 2942 on runway 24. 13 Echo Lima.
I got it.
Now the crosshair is showing up at 87 knots on the angle of attack. That's what angle of attack says is the right speed.
But remember that we got crosswind.
We got crosswind, so we need a little extra.
90 is better.
Okay. And I can almost see the ground.
We have a lot of long runways too.
Yeah. All right. Now the base of the clouds are almost here. Pretty close. I'm going to turn the TKS off now. We're 7 degrees C. Okay. I see the runway. I'm going to turn the autopilot off. Now I'm going to aileron into the wind, and I'm going to use right rudder. So I'm aileroning to the left, and I'm using right rudder to stay center line. Okay, we're exactly on glide slope. We're a little fast.
Better faster than the slow. That's perfect.
Wow.
That's perfect.
Wow. Landing in a while.
Echo Lima, backtrack runway 24 to exit on Alpha and contact ground 129.
Exit on Alpha and ground point 9.
In Canada.
You were so excited that you forgot to put the
Into beta. But I thought that was a
nice.
darn good landing.
Very good.
That's a good
Very
one.
good.
Yeah.
Was it Lisa approved?
Yeah, but leading up to it was a little.
We're a little worried about the weather, right?
Woohoo! Leg 2 complete.
Exactly.
And we had our first little bit of weather along the way.
A little bit of ice.
Little ice.
I can get the Quebec. Sorry.
After a quick overnight in Montreal, the next day we continued north to Iqaluit, Canada, which is at the tip of Frobisher Bay and 63 degrees north latitude. We also learned about fuel and TKS along the way.
We have arrived in Kodiak, Canada. And hey guys, everybody, come here. We have arrived in Kodiak, Canada, and realized that they do not have Jet A positive fuel. They only have regular Jet A. So we have to take this stuff, which is called Prist, and add it into the fuel as they're fueling. And because of that, we can't use the normal fuel port that's on the bottom. We have to get a ladder and go on top of the wings and do the fuel from the top and have the Prist at the same time. So let's see how this works out. This is the first time we're doing it. So it takes 2 guys, and you're gonna be on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yes. So what he's gonna do is he's attached that little can, which has this like, almost like antifreeze for fuel. It's called Prist, and it goes into the fuel at the same time he's fueling. If they can figure out, there you go. I finally got the fuel cap open. No, it fell out. All right. So the one guy's pressing the Prist can. The other guy is working on the fuel itself.
For the record, it is much harder to fuel from the top than it is from the bottom. It takes 2 people and 2 ladders, and it is a giant pain. But the single fuel port on the bottom is much, much nicer. This is an essential part of every Atlantic crossing, TKS fluid. All right, so.
Oh,
how easy. We press a button and then it just works.
that's cool. We need
All you
that.
have to do is remember to bring the right amount of TKS fluid.
I don't have to know how to use it.
How do you know when it's full?
It will light the green.
Ah, okay.
Button. There's a green light in here that says full.
Oh, okay. Easy enough.
Okay, so maybe this wasn't a great video clip because all we're doing is sitting here watching it
Yes.
and waiting for the green light. But that's it.
The next leg was the first real overwater leg, and it also turned out to be the first challenging approach and landing.
Today is the day we are going to cross the Atlantic today, and in order to do that, we got to wear these Gumby suits. So Lisa's not really excited about it, but we're going to see how this goes. All right, so these are the suits. And more importantly, here's the look on their face, the look of excitement. Here's the look of excitement of the people that have to wear them. So here's the first pass of the crew trying it on. And you know they're gonna get me back because they're going to video me putting mine on.
Yeah.
So Mario Eugenia is the winner. She's got hers on first. Okay.
All right, here we go. It wasn't all that easy to get into, but we're in. Now we're ready. They're so stylish, I can't tell you. And oh, are they warm. All right, Maria Eugenia taught us a new dance. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right, we are now about halfway through. Some people call this the point of no return. Eduardo doesn't like the point of no return. He likes to think of it as just the midpoint of our journey. But here's the midpoint of our journey. We'll do a secondary camera shot here. If I look at the screen here, I can zoom out. This is what we're doing. We are right now about halfway between Canada and Greenland. And this point right here, this GPS waypoint, that is the border, that is the edge of Canadian airspace to the left. And Greenland airspace to the right. The Greenland airspace is actually controlled by Iceland Air Traffic Control. So that's going to be our next radio call. And out the window, literally all we see is ice in every direction. Even though it's June, there really is no water to see, it's just ice. Time for our radio check-in. We're getting close to the border here, so let's give this a shot. Iceland Center, Kodiak, November 13 Echo Lima, 1000.
November 13 Echo Lima, Roger. Request your estimate for Gigum, that is 90 miles from Sonneström, and estimate for Sierra Foxtrot.
Okay, estimate for Sierra Foxtrot is 1654 Zulu, and stand by for the other one. So how do I get the time to keep up? 1650?
Yes.
ES said 90. Okay, keep up. And estimate to keep up is 1650 UTC.
Yeah, I requested the estimate for Gigum, that is Golf India Golf Oscar Mike.
Stand by, we don't have it.
Stand by, we don't have that yet. We'll figure that out. So he gave us a fix that was not on our flight plan, so we're scrambling a little to figure out how to do that, but I think we got it. And Center 13 Echo Lima, our estimate to Golf India Golf Oscar Mike is 1627 UTC.
Then for Echo Lima, no information, Roger, stand by for clearance.
Standing by. Okay, get ready for clearance.
November 13 Echo Lima, no information, clearance.
Ready to copy, 13 Echo Lima.
By Sonneström approach, November 13 Echo Lima is cleared to Sonneström via Gigum, direct Sierra Foxtrot, flight level 110 and squawk 1113.
Okay, cleared to Sierra Foxtrot via Gigum, then direct 11000 and squawk 1113, 13 Echo Lima.
November Echo Lima, no information. Readback is correct and request your S correction. When passing Gigum, contact Sonnerstrom approach frequency 126.2 until then monitor this frequency.
Okay, monitoring this frequency until Gigum. At Gigum, contact 126.2, 13 Echo Lima.
I got the read back right. So another interesting thing about ATC is that while the IFR system is relatively the same, the radio protocols are not exactly the same. So for example, they did not give us a clearance in Iqaluit. Instead, they told us just hold for a departure release or something like that. It wasn't an official clearance because they don't really have a control tower there. Similarly, here, when we went from one controller to another, because we crossed a country boundary, they immediately gave us a new squawk code and they gave us a new clearance. And so their new clearance had nothing to do with what we filed. They gave us a fix that they wanted us to go to, even though it wasn't on our flight plan. That's the way they wanted to route and sequence their traffic coming in. So I find these little nuances interesting.
November 13 Echo Lima, no information.
Go ahead.
Yeah, via Sonnerstrom approach, November 13 Echo Lima, cleared to Sonnerstrom via Hotel Bravo, Whiskey 28, 8,000 feet, not temperature corrected.
Clear to Hotel Bravo, then Whiskey 28, Belzy, down to 8,000, 13 Echo Lima.
Affirm, and yeah, it's not temperature corrected.
Understand, not temperature correct.
13 Echo Lima, you're in the area where the radar coverage is poor. Report Hotel Bravo inbound Whiskey 28.
Copy, we'll report Hotel Bravo inbound Whiskey 28.
November 13 Echo Lima, expect Arnav runway 27 via Rumak. Wind 260 degrees, 9 knots. Visibility more than 10 kilometers. And you are below reported clouds at 15,000 feet. Temperature plus 10, dew point plus 3 degrees Celsius. QNH 1005 hectopascal. And transition level 90.
Very good. We had some fast footwork here on the avionics. Eduardo quickly switched us from inches of mercury on the altimeter to hectopascals. It's so quiet on the radio. There's like no other traffic in the sky.
There is no other traffic in the sky.
The 13 Echo Lima from press position, clear direct Rumak.
Clear direct Rumak, 13 Echo Lima.
Oh.
And 13 Echo Lima, just for your information, we had some emergency rescue service exercise a while ago today. So there are some leftovers of the chemicals they used to put out the fire, or some simulated fire on the runway. You will see it on the approach end, well, in the landing area of runway 27. You can you can choose whether you want to land prior to it or inside it on the runway.
Copy, we'll keep an eye out. 13 Echo Lima.
Yep. The Sentinel has been cleared, but there are still some reminders on the runway.
Okay, that's the first. Little fire retardant on the runway. Well, he said you can land before or after it. So, natural question is, how long is this runway? And this runway is 9,200.
Yeah,
so,
right.
if you can aim for the numbers and try to do a shorter landing, because he said you can land before it or after it.
Okay.
So, or he said before or on it.
I used to go to the number always.
Go to the numbers.
Because in Dominica we have a lot of short runways.
Yeah. Wow. It's hard to stop gawking out the window.
Every time I see to the left, I want to take my camera, take a picture.
Now this is the really furthest north we've been.
That's right, finally.
This is north 66 right now, almost 67. It'll be 68 when we land.
November 13 Echo Lima, descend to 4,000 feet, minimum to Rumak, cleared RMP approach runway 27, and check new QNH 1004.
1004, down to 4,000, cleared for the RNAV 27 approach. 13 Echo Lima.
November 13 Echo Lima, Thunderstorm.
Go ahead for 13 Echo Lima.
13 Echo Lima, do you have the field in sight on the right hand side?
We think so.
Okay, we have a little issue. There's still a shooting area active, and it is my mistake not to tell you about it. It's active for another 1 hour, and it's east of the field. The thing is, if you can deviate to your right to join a left-hand visual downwind for runway 27 and join the final within 3 miles.
Affirmative, we can do that. We're going to turn right and join the final. 13 Echo Lima.
Yeah, or if you want to descend now visually and to stay within 3 miles from the threshold.
We'll do both. We will turn on our right base, and we're going to turn, and we're going to begin our descent.
Okay, do not descend below 2,000 feet, though.
Not below 2,000 feet. Understood. 13 Echo Lima.
Yeah, I'm sorry for this.
No problem at all.
He actually just gave us a shortcut. But now, take your time, because we're now joining pretty much at the final approach fix. So you got to get down to 2,000.
You got the runway time?
No.
And 13 Echo Lima, if you can descend from your position straight in runway 27, that's okay.
We're getting down as fast as we can.
Okay. Stay safe, though.
Of course.
Number 13 Echo Lima, wind 270 degrees, 8 knots. And when you're able, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land 27, 13 Echo Lima.
Can you get there? This is a tight right base. Got the runway in sight?
Yes, we got it. Sorry.
So we have to kind of dive to the runway. We were at 4,000 feet when he gave us a little surprise. Wow, what a nice job.
Thank you.
You almost hit the numbers. That was a thing of beauty.
And 13 Echo Lima, you can make a 180 and vacate with a right turn on to taxiway Bravo.
180, vacate on Bravo. 13 Echo Lima. Thanks for your help today.
You're welcome anytime. And follow me, we'll meet you on Bravo.
We did it.
We did it. You had an incredible short field landing there. You literally descended from 4,000 feet with 300 torque. That was impressive.
Because we put the advice for not to hit any terrain.
I know, you just didn't want to get the wheels dirty over there and whatever's on the roadway.
No, probably it's corruption.